Alright, quick update on VeChain. So, since our last video, it looks like we came right down from our 618 Fibonacci and basically filled our price target down here of the 786. We were predicting a 13.5% move. We basically, we came down and almost touched this. We came down to approximately 5 cent. We were talking about a move to, 4984. So, just a tiny fraction off. It seemed fairly obvious at the time that we were going to have a move down. Unfortunately, we were seeing that we were emming out. Within these M's, we came into the daily EMAs multiple times, got multiple rejections. We broke down from the neckline of the 618, formed this neckline of this M pattern. We had a breakdown, had a throwback into this red box, which once again is your neckline of the M pattern and also your 618. And we just got a solid rejection. So, at least at the time, it seemed fairly obvious that VeChain was going to move down to the 786. Let's talk about what's going on now and where it looks like we're heading for our next move. So, starting off with your momentum indicators. Well, the daily EMA ribbon has obviously fired a bearish flip. We've recently flipped short. We flipped short at 6 cent. We're now all the way down at 5.1. And it's not normally a good, well, it's never a good sign to see that your EMAs have fired bearish. It does seem like they do have a pretty decent play out rate where, you've got, one huge drop here. This was a fake out. This was a huge drop. So at least what we've got going so far, 66.6 recurring of all of the bear flips have not been too good on VeChain. So could we be setting up a fake out? Could we be coming back up, breaking out later on? Yeah, we definitely could, but the EMAs themselves do not look good. I imagine if we come down lower time frames like the 4 hour, we're also not looking too good. We've come right into these EMAs, and I'd honestly like to see, VeChain be moving a bit more. In the past hour or so, we really haven't done anything, which is, not that good, but I mean by itself it's not that good. But when we come over to Bitcoin, you can see Bitcoin is starting to wake up. Even if this is a lower high we're about to put in, Bitcoin is gearing up for a move to the upside. A lot of the altcoins are following right now, and VeChain is currently just really getting crammed against these EMA ribbons. It isn't able to flip them every time we come in. It always does seem to prove itself to be a strong level of resistance. So we're currently getting converged right now, and the market hasn't made a decision either way, and there's a lot of indicators for VeChain currently pointing for a bearish / bullish scenario, which is, obviously not what you want to see as a trader. What I'm trying to say is there is no, we're moving up or we're moving down, because, your oscillators, they're heavily oversold, while, we could move back down a tiny bit more to the lows. The 786 is not 100% your bottom. We really need to see how we react to this 786, because we haven't done too much on it in the past 3 days. In fact, in the past 3 days, if we close around the region where we're at now, we could be seeing another, red, green, red formation, which could potentially take us below the 786 fib floor, which is what no one wants to see right now for VeChain. So we've also got a fib down here. Which one is this? So if we move this over, that is your 1.618. Yeah, you've got a 1.618 Fibonacci retracement level down here. So, I think 5 cent is going to be a huge floor of support. Let me mark this green as well, because this is another fib zone. But yeah, I think really right now VeChain is in a rock and a hard place. We have had a huge shift to the upside recently, but once again, this was a macro rejection. And while we're below the 786, you can even see we had a macro low here. We made a new low here, a new low here. So, the market structure is still to the downside, unfortunately. I would like to buy a confirmed breakout of VeChain. But unfortunately, it does not seem like right now, at least for me, I'm a conservative trader. I want to see more confluence and confidence come into the market, and by confluence, I want to see us move above, price targets with lots of confluence coming in. So, for example, the 618 fib, and we've also got the daily EMAs converging in here. There is a big area of confluence, and I think confidence in the market would come once we flip the daily EMA specifically, we would then be above this 618, and then it would be, you know, undeniable that we've had a mark up, a retest of your 786, a move above your 618. That would be extremely bullish in my opinion. But right now, as of the time of recording this, VeChain is really just hanging in there, hanging around the last area of support. You can even argue, you know, we're doing these kind of ugly M patterns, whether you want to draw it like this or whether you want to draw this one that we've got going on. I see a lot of M's going on in the market. You've got another one here. I'm not going to draw all of them, but, you know, there's McDonald's patterns everywhere for VeChain right now. I'd like to see us start to W out. But we're, like I said, we're really hanging around this floor, so keep your eyes on 4986. Also keep your eyes on 49. If we do have a breakdown below there, then, you know, obviously the trend is your friend until the end. It's probably best to wait until we have a trend reversal before we DCA into VeChain. I'm still looking for a decent area to pick up some VeChain. However, you know, I would like to see the market reverse in terms of momentum before I do trade or pick up any VeChain. So I am sticking on the sidelines for this altcoin. I am in a lot of altcoin trades. If you check out my channel, I do cover a lot of different altcoins, and I'm in a lot of trades for a lot of them. But for VeChain specifically, I don't really see, you know, huge confidence coming in while we're stepping into this level. So as of now, I will be sitting on the sidelines. Short term, keep your eyes on approximately 557. That would put you above the 4-hourly EMAs. On the daily, I would be looking for this flip of basically 6 cent. Let's call it 6. Once you're above 6, you're above your daily EMAs, you're above your 0.6 Fibonacci since this recent impulse up, and then I think that would be a confirmed trend reversal. Once again, the squeeze bomb is heading to the upside in favor of the bulls, and if we come over to higher time frames like the weekly squeeze bomb, you can also see it is about to have a huge momentum shift. So I do think the bottom is near for VeChain. We could even potentially be Wing out on this. However, I want to see how we react to this region. We're already so undervalued for VeChain in my opinion. Like, I believe VeChain is a very good project with a lot of decent utility, and you know, it's all the way down here while the sun is shining on the dog coins right now. I mean, in the past week or so, a lot of these dog coins have really been waking up. A lot of the ones that, you know, we've been talking about on our channel are having these big moves, and it's projects that provide actual value for the ecosystem right now, like VeChain, which are extremely undervalued. So if you're in for the long term, sure, I do think anywhere around this region is a great area for long-term accumulation. However, in the short term, I would not be surprised if we had a fake out and then came back up just to shake out the weak hands, because, you know, Bitcoin is moving up, the market is moving up. VeChain is currently just chopping around this 786. I want to see how the market reacts until we get above the 618 or until we get below the 786. Then in my opinion, we're really just chopping around in a range, and there's not too much else for us to talk about. So I'll give you an update on VeChain when it looks like we are about to make our next market move. Hopefully we'll have a trade in the next VeChain video. But yeah, I'm not the type of person who would just like to trade for no reason. I like to back up my trades with lots of confluence in the market. I like to make sure I'm entering from a position of strength, and right now, you know, I'm not seeing too much strength from where we are right now in VeChain. That's all I've got. I will be sitting on the sidelines. Looks like a good, decent place to DCA VeChain though, if you're in for the next couple of years or so. That's just my opinion, obviously not financial advice. As always, cowboy out, not financial advice, and yeah, peace.